Hello, guys. Welcome to the Pasiak Show. So today we're going to talk about what would happen if your school went under a lockdown. So, this is something that some people don't really know, some people know, some people don't know, but um, this is just going to tell you about what really could happen. So, it's just basically how it is. Like you just don't know when something like this would happen. So I was thinking today, I was in PE and I was thinking, well, what were to happen if there were to be a lockdown? So, let's go and give you basics. So, school shooting, from what other people have said, is that school shootings happen because, like, they can't get the school into lockdown because someone barges in so fast or something. So, here's the thing. Is when a school goes into a lockdown, the teachers, they are to get you in the safest place out of sight from all windows and away from the doors. So, unfortunately, at my school, it's a little bit tricky for that. I'm not going to tell you what my school is, but my school, um, my school is tired. Yes, my school has maybe like 3 or 4 different type of classroom setups, because the school hallways, like there's like a 2 different section. Like there's the main section where the cafeteria is, and you got the, offices and whatnot, and there are these wings that go out into what they call like the other building, but really it's not a different building. It's all connected, but in like the middle part of where the school is, there's a courtyard. So there'd be passageways to go up with, also breezeways, and then you can also connect through also the side part as well. So let's go ahead and talk about some problems that I've noticed in the event something like that were to really happen. So, my school has about 3 different classrooms. The classrooms look all the same. They have like a green coloring throughout the entire learning area, which I think they could have like done red, blue, and green. Because it's red, blue, green. So that's basically how they designed it. So let's go and talk about what happens with the hallways. So in the 2 classrooms, you have about 3 different classrooms there, about 4. So you have a classroom, okay. The classrooms on the one side is basically all collabs and classrooms, because if you guys know what a collab is, I don't know if most people don't even know what it is either. Oh my goodness, I might have to. Okay, so now I'm back. I'm sorry, you guys can't really. Sorry about the management right now. I guess I'll just have to hold it. But yes, the collabs, there are these little small rooms where, like, if let's say if the teacher needs to go pull some students out, so they go out in the hallway or whatever, they can pull you out into a collab. And these collabs are mainly used for people who need to like do work or something, like take a test without being bothered by the students. And the collabs aren't really all that quiet because you got the other classrooms. So basically, you have one classroom on the other side of the collab, and then you got another one on the other side of the collab. And where the classrooms are about next to the collab, there are these windows. And these windows only connect, these windows, they not connect to the CoLab, but they're next to the CoLab. So basically, I don't understand why they designed the glass that way, because they have 3 shades. They have the clear one, and then like in the middle they have like a privacy glass type thing, and the other one's not. So the thing is with those windows is anyone that is like maybe like 5'11" or taller, maybe 5'10" or taller, they can completely see over the window, and they can see inside the classroom just fine. Like, if anyone's walking by, they would literally be looking over that glass, and they'd be looking like what's on the screen and what's going on in the classroom. Like I can see a little bit over, but, you know, like, to see truly over, like, I'd have to literally walk up to the window and actually look over it. Like, I mean, like, anyone that's like 5'11", they can automatically see without having to be up close to the glass to look over it. But, you know, I can look over it when I'm close. So that's how it's designed for all the glasses at my school. So that's basically how it's designed at my school for the whole CoLab situation. And the thing is, when we have a lockdown, so also with the CoLab, behind it that separates the 2 classrooms there is a wall. Okay, this wall can be opened or closed. Like, they can move it or they can close it. And basically anyone can, like, where we would be at is we would be kind of in between the little wedge to, like, be against the wall. That way people can't see. Like, that's probably safest. And the thing is, like, whenever they know that there's going to be a lockdown, the teachers, they would grab, like, an obstacle to try to block the window. But, of course, you can see over it. Like, you can see. But you know, in case something that they was expecting, like, that's basically how it is. But, you know, basically, like, if you're going to try to hide, you best to hide, like, in the wedge, so that way you can't be seen. But also, like, it's not completely safe. Like, the windows, they're big enough to where you can literally break it. Like, it's that big. And then, for the classroom doors, their windows are big as well. They're probably about as big as this right here. Like, they're big. Like, basically, anyone can just break the window and get in. Like, that's another thing as well. And another thing is that with the CoLabs, basically what they can do is the CoLab is like a sliding door to get in and out of it, and it locks. You like twist something and it locks. So then if you do that, then the CoLab door is locked. If you don't, then someone can get in. But if they were to get in through that way, the doors going into the CoLab open outwards into the CoLab. So, like, if you need to lock that door, you'd have to hold it, or else they can easily just open the door and get in. Like, that's another safety concern. But overall, teachers just shut the windows, but really, like, no one has time to look through the windows. So, other safety concern is the experimental labs. The experimental labs, they are set up like a CoLab, but except it's funny because they have a door, like a regular classroom door, and then they have a sliding door where they can slide open. Where they can slide open the door and close it. So that's something what they also do at the CoLabs as well. And also locks as well. But, you know, the problem is, it's so easy for someone to get inside. So, like, if there were to be a lockdown, the teacher would have to try to get students in a corner. So, like, you'd pretty much be screwed. Like, you really would be screwed. So then another type of room is the resources room. Now, how these rooms are set up is they have like two classroom type, but it's all joined in one huge room. So, and there's a wall that would go in between of it, but most teachers, they don't use the wall because they don't need it, because they need a full-size classroom instead of a small classroom. So then it would be like 105B, 105A, and that's basically how it works. You know, basically they're safe too, because they have like two doors on one side, so you can go on one door and then go on another door. Like, it's basically how it's set up. And they have like two Promethean boards in there as well, because I think that 2 classes in there, but most teachers don't use that. So another thing is the science rooms. Now, the science rooms are probably the safest, because they actually are probably more safer than any other room in the entire school. Because in the science rooms, they do have a window like what they do in the other classrooms, but that window is very, very small. Like, it's only at the printers spots, because they make everything look exactly the same. So, the science classrooms, there's a door that shuts, it locks, you know, no one can really get in there. But there's only one trick for some people to get in, because the experimental lab and the science classrooms, they're connected and they're divided by a wall. So, they can open up that wall and get in, but they won't even think about that. So, they lock the doors. And then there's a couple doors. There's a door that leads into like a little science preparation room, and there's like an outdoor like glass room, like a sun room type thing. So they can lock that up, and then you pretty much be safe. You just have to be quiet, and you have to sit down on the floor. But overall, it's pretty safe there. It's real safe. It's real safe. And then, you know, like another safe plot would be inside that little science room or whatever, in the little science in the prep room or something. So that way you can safely get out without getting hurt. That's one thing that they do use for science and in the science classrooms. Now, for the other classrooms, now it's a little bit scary, but hey, it is what it is. So then another safe place would be Black Box or the gym. Well, at the gym, they have to lock all doors, but the locker rooms, they're pretty safe. The thing is when your school goes under a lockdown, they would normally call over the intercom system saying, okay, we're in lockdown, so, basically, and, you know, you see all this stuff, Columbine and that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, like, it's pretty basic how they do it, but sometimes, like, you have to be aware of your surroundings, because there's schools that have had shootings and stuff like that, like, school shooting threats and whatnot. So, guys, it's very important that if you see anything suspicious, you gotta report it. Like, you know, you gotta report it. Because you're not supposed to let people in if the doors are locked. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like you don't know how easy it is for someone to really sneak inside of a school disguised as a student. Like, you can be disguised as a student by anywhere. Like, you can be so disguised. Because, you know, like, basically, like, high school kids, they have the same shape as adults do. So, you know, like, anyone that looks like they're a high school student, they can easily just slip right on in. But, you know, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. And so guys, when your school goes locked down, they'll call over you. Stay quiet and tell people to be quiet and don't freak out and to remain calm. So, hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.